Hi guys, you're very welcome back to another episode on narcscon. And as always on this channel, we believe that educating ourselves in relation to what happened in relation to the narcissistic personality disorder will be instrumental in our healing going forward. Today I'd like to cover a topic that's come up quite a lot in coaching. And if anyone's interested in coaching, the email address is in the description. It's narcscon@gmail.com. And you get the question, and sure I've asked it myself in the past, why do the narcs come back with the hi Hoover? How are you doing, Hoover? Hey, how's it going, Hoover? And oftentimes people will experience it at a stage that's quite crucial in their healing. So you may have been discarded and be going through an excruciating few months where you're still trauma bonded and you're beginning to discover what you've actually experienced with a narcissist. You're beginning to work it out. You're in survival mode. You're just about able to function. You're able to go to work, hopefully. But life has flatlined for you. You don't see where you're going to go in the future because your chemicals are out of balance, your hormones, because of what you've been through with the narcissist. And your thought processes are very mixed up as to what actually happened. So here's a kind of an instance where you're looking at videos on YouTube, you're getting the aha moments and you're going, oh my God, I was actually with a narcissist or someone who is highly narcissistic. And you have to reevaluate what you've actually been through with the narcissist, the relationship or the transaction, because a relationship with a narcissist is just transactional. There might be a lot of drama involved and apparent passion sometimes in, the lovemaking or that kind of stage. It's put across as passion, but it's actually to get you hooked, to get you to believe that there's actually affection and emotion going on there. So anyway, I digress from, well, why, when you're at that stage in your healing, you're figuring it out and you're understanding that you're going to move forward and you're understanding that it's painful and that you want to get to a good place again or back to yourself as soon as you possibly can. And you get the hey Hoover from the narcissist. What's going on? I'll give it to you straight, guys, and however unpalatable it is, it's the truth. Narcissists are topping up on their supply. This is the Hoover I'd like to talk about today. It's not the Hoover that is essentially focused on getting you back after perhaps you've discarded the narcissist or a certain time has passed and the narcissist is sure that you are a contender to be reinstated as their intimate partner. This is the Hoover that's playful, but not playful for you. It's excruciating for you if you answer it, and if you don't answer it, it rewarms a cold dinner. It rewarms the whole relationship or transactionship up in your mind again. It can give you advanced cognitive dissonance. It can secure the trauma bond again. It can cause huge rumination and set you back on your healing journey. And it can reinstigate hope. And that is probably the worst thing the top-up Hoover will do for the target of the top-up Hoover. Because in order to fully heal from a narcissist, we have to get into a real position where we understand what a narcissist is. And we have evaluated as much as we can the fact that we were dealing with someone who had NPD. And therefore, if we actually accept that, we will understand that there is no hope for a proper relationship with this person, that it would always be, and it will be for everybody else also, a contentious, torturous affair. So it's the raising of hope that the top-up Hoover, that's the most, I would see as the most damage the top-up Hoover does to the target, besides the other things that we've just covered there. Well, why is the narcissist just popping in to say hi? The narcissist in their relationship, in their current relationship with their intimate partner, if you can call it intimate, it's anything but intimate, but that's the way we understand, say, a relationship with a spouse or someone you're having sex with and you're living with, or, you know, it's your significant other. Remember that the narcissist always needs to be in control. So don't be fooled into thinking that the narcissist with the new supply is doing everything that maybe they're trying to let you know, that this is the person that was for them, this is the love of their life, and you could have had all this, but you're a flawed individual. That's the illusion again, so do not buy into this. It's really important for your healing. The narcissist with this new person is doing exactly the same as what they did with you, and there will be a period of devaluation, which is a controlling period. They will be running a set of manipulations on the other person. They may not put the emphasis on the manipulations that they used with you, but they will be using the most effective manipulations with the new supply, customized to that individual. Sorry, that's Remy in the background, shaking his ears. For anyone who doesn't know, that's my companion and dog, and all of yours too, because you see him so often. Don't get distracted, Paula. Right. So they're given their all to the new supply. They're given it all. They're given the games to the new supply and the manipulations to the new supply. Now, when the new supply isn't playing ball or isn't pumping out the supply to the narcissist under the terms and conditions that the narcissist engaged with that person, they need to go through a punishment period, just like you went through. It doesn't change. The only thing you're missing is torture, I promise you. So they're doing a correction on that person and they're pulling back. So the love bomb may have occurred and they may have had many love bombs, but they're in a serious corrective phase. And it's really weird, but the way I understood this corrective phase was very similar to, say, what a narcissist may have gone through with a parent as a child who may have been a narcissist, who would withdraw from them if they misbehaved or give them the silent treatment and say, you know, Johnny or Betty, you go away and think about that now for a while, you know, and when you've sorted yourself out and when you've had a good think about that, you can come back to mummy or daddy and we'll talk about it again, but you're not getting what you want in the meantime. I see that as the narcissist translating the action of that parent onto their supply in adult life. So the narcissist has withdrawn or is giving their current supply, the new supply, a silent treatment or has pulled back their affection. Their purpose in doing that is to bring the new supply under control again and to get them marching to the narcissist's orders in relation to behaving themselves. And the new supply may be thinking, well, surely this is affecting, you know, my partner, the narcissist, not that they know it at the time. Surely this must be affecting my partner as well in a terrible way. We're both not speaking to each other. They must be quite distressed about this just as I am and having time to think about things. And, you know, it's not good. It's not good in our relationship. And they'll be going through all the agony of why the narcissist has withdrawn from them. But they will be assuming that it's actually negatively affecting the narcissist without realizing that the narcissist has no empathy, and the narcissist, with their narcissism or narcissism, won't allow themselves to be vulnerable, to be feeling the vulnerability or lack of control in that particular relationship. So what does the narcissist do? They get on their phone and they contact a few of their old supplies to distract themselves from the current situation and to get the top-up supply that they're not getting from their current new supply. And that's where you come in. They know the situation that they've left you in. They know that they haven't given you closure. They want to keep you hooked as an option. They may also be getting a little sadistic or a lot of sadistic pleasure in contacting you again in a voyeuristic way to see how much pain they've left you in, because that would equal their power, their sense of the fact that the mask works and the mask exists. So it's juicy top-up supply. And it's fresh top-up supply because it's quite a while since the narcissist has been in contact with you. Isn't that diabolical? Think about that, guys. Think about that for a minute. This person not only has no care or concern for how you may be feeling, they specifically left you in that state so you'd also have time to think about your bad behaviour and to bring you fully back under control, so that if they did need to go back to you, you'd have changed your tune and start to really behave yourself and be totally overly compliant with the narcissist. That is their delusional thinking. They underestimate you. They do not expect you to understand what's going on. They do not expect you to value yourself because they've really worked on your self-esteem being at rock bottom. This education is essential for you to understand when that top-up Hoover comes, that you ignore it. I understand why so many people would want to engage in it, because they can see it. One, they can have hope that the narcissist wants to come back to them. Two, you can get all the hormones racing back up because you're excited because this person was able to regulate your hormones, and getting in touch with you is going to give you a spike in that, which will really mess up your recovery going forward for a little while. So we said closure, your hormones, a hope, and closure then to talk about what actually went on with the narcissist. So it's understandable that you would engage with the top-up Hoover that usually doesn't take too long to come post-discard if you have been out of contact with the narcissist and the narcissist's new supply is going stale and they have to push and control to pump out the new supply's supply by withdrawing from them for a while. They come to taste your fresh and juicy meat by dipping into you again because you've had time to, in their eyes, become totally compliant as well, and make them feel important by interacting with them, make them feel they exist by accepting the top-up Hoover, and re-engaging in hope that there might be some hope. Because if you do re-engage with them, they'll possibly start to complain about who they're with at the moment, say they made a big mistake, start to revalidate you, probably with a bit of, it was your fault, but it could be good again. There's a lot of different ways they will approach the top-up Hoover. But believe me when I say it, it is a top-up, like you top up your phone if you don't have a bill pay. They're doing it because of their current situation. not because they've been sitting at home longing for you, thinking that you're the bee's knees. They can't regret losing you, even though they do. What they're actually coming to terms with, they have to view in a certain way. Because if they regret themselves losing you, their narcissism won't allow that, because it puts them at fault then. What they'll be thinking is, when their new supply needs controlling by them withdrawing from the new supply and coming over to get a bit of top up from you, is that you were all that you did make them feel good, that you did better than their current partner, but your faults need correcting. And essentially, you ruined that relationship that you could have continued and enjoyed with this wonderful person that they are. So they kind of blindside themselves. Their narcissism won't let them say to themselves, oh, I really regret losing that person. I made a mistake there. They'll be saying, you were a great person, because they've reframed you now from being all black to being all white, but with a necessary correction. So they'll come back, unless it's been you that's discarded them. Sorry, it's a bit complicated. Unless it's been you that discarded them, they will come back with a bit of correction thrown in with the top-up Hoover once you've engaged with them in it. So guys, I hope that makes a bit of sense, but it's not, that type of Hoover is not to re-engage you in the relationship. It's merely to distract and assist the narcissist in filling the 20%, filling the supply bottle up, the 20% that it's not getting filled up at the moment with the new supply. So once they've filled up anew with this top-up Hoover, got you re-engaged, got you back hooked, interfered in your healing journey, given you hope and kept you, there, they go back to the new supply. The new supply has then modified their behavior, forced their boundaries down to the narcissist. This is if they're a normal, healthy, empathic person, and is much more compliant to the narcissist. So the narcissist will then reward them, the new supply, with a great time, maybe another bit of love bombing. You might see them going on holiday then, and you'd be scratching your head thinking, how come they came to me and re-engaged with me and maybe complained a little bit about the new supply, and now they're off lovebirds on a holiday again? That's why it's so important not to look at what the narcissist is doing unless you fully realize what a narcissist is and you totally understand why they're engaging in this type of behavior. That's it, guys. I came up in coaching quite a bit. Remember, if you get value from what you're seeing here, it's easy to give value back by subscribing or hitting the like button. And also thank you for the super thanks that have come through from people that's in a row along with the like sign. That helps me no end progress what I'm doing in the background here for the channel. So it's more than appreciated. And thank you for the people that have contributed that before. Have a great weekend, and guys, I hope to see you next week. In the meantime, please take care, and please be aware that you're the one that's important here and that you're the one that needs attention, not the narcissists. God bless.